Okay, here are 3 great reasons a community organization might want to partner with you to offer classes to the public. Community organizations love to offer free things to the public. So not only can our classes be offered free of charge, but the platform we use, FamilySearch, is also free of charge and available to everybody. So FamilySearch, as you know, provides a way to build a family tree and connect it to the world's family tree. And this opportunity that they can collaborate with others around the world is unique among the genealogy platforms out there. FamilySearch also provides access to billions of free records, and they're able to look at all of them. So I organize our FamilySearch class in partnership with a local community college here in Montgomery County, Texas, called Lone Star College. And our FamilySearch class is one of many other classes that are offered to students over the age of 50 through the Academy for Lifelong Learning. On the left is the course description for our class, and you'll notice that our class is held online. The first class began as an in-person class 7 years ago, but during COVID, it was held on Zoom, and the Zoom was so successful that we have stuck with it. We find that over 50-year-old students like to stay home, and they can have all their information at their fingertips without having to load it all up and drive it through the traffic and weather to a classroom. So we are not limited to classroom size. Instead, our number of students are limited by how many volunteer helpers that we can find, because every student is a designated helper for a one-on-one help. We set up a practice time before class begins to teach the students and the helpers the Zoom skills that they need to know to be successful, such as how to share their computer screen with others. And if you prefer to teach in person in a classroom setting, you can either use a computer lab in a college setting, or you can have the students bring their laptops to a place with Wi-Fi availability. So in a classroom setting, the teachers would use a projector to help with the teaching of the modules. And then each helper would be able to help 2 or 3 students. If you do not have a community college in your area, you might consider partnering with a library or a genealogical society, maybe a museum, or even a senior citizen center. The great thing about partnering with a community organization is that they can do the publicity for you, and they have this greater reach for potential students. And they also have an established reputation that people trust in their community. And hopefully, if you decide to do it in person, they have a room that you might be able to use. So we offer a set of 5 classes during the fall semester and again during the spring semester. And the classes are held on Zoom over 5 consecutive Tuesday mornings for 3 hours each. Each class consists of a 20-minute overview of a module being introduced that day, and that 20 minutes will be in the main room of Zoom. After that 20 minutes of instruction, each student goes into a breakout room with a designated helper for the 1 hour and 40 minutes of one-on-one instruction or help, where they will be able to work on their own family history as assigned as their helper. So a new beginning might want to start by sharing their computer screen and having the helper go step by step as they follow the module and do the student's research. But a more advanced student who might be retaking the class for 2 or 3 times might want to skip right to the more in-depth research, or maybe even put photos and memories up on the tree. So the helper really is just ministering to the student in whatever way the student directs them. Our helpers really are often not more than beginners themselves, but we find that it works out really well, because in the main room of Zoom, there's going to be 3, 4, or even more if you need helpers that are experts. And when a helper encounters a problem or something that they're not familiar with, they can always just pop back out to the main room, get an expert to come back with them into the breakout room and work through that problem together. I also take the time before the first class begins to ask each student how much they know about the FamilySearch website already and about how much they know about how to do family history work in general. Then I match that student up with a volunteer helper who will have the right skills to be the most help to that particular student. So that there is this old education saying that goes like this: tell me I forget, show me I remember, do it with me and I understand. These volunteer helpers give that vital one-on-one help so that at the end of the 5-week course, the students not only remember, but they understand how to do family research. Our weekly modules are divided up into 5 subjects. On week 1, we introduce them to the FamilySearch website, learn the toolbars, tour the website. This first module is even emailed to the students ahead of the first class in case they would like to get a head start. It will walk them through the steps to set up their free account on FamilySearch so that they're ready to begin on the first day. The rest of the modules are emailed to the students after each class is over so that they can refer back to it throughout the week. By the end of the first class, the student has added some names and dates into their FamilySearch. On week 2, they now begin to learn how to edit names or edit information and how to find and add sources. They learn about record hints and how to merge duplicates. Week 3, they're going to learn about the wonderful resources that FamilySearch has to help them with their research. You can see on the right that this is an index of our 3rd lesson module. Each module has an index so that they can easily find what they're looking for. On week 4, the students learn about all the ways they can add, edit, and organize different types of memories on FamilySearch. Week 5 is always fun because they get to learn about the Family Tree app and all the different fun family history activities suggested by FamilySearch that they can try with their family. And if we have those that are interested, we teach them how to do indexing so that they can give back to their family history community. Here's an example of a lesson module page taken from the first module, explaining the person page. You can see here that the lesson module is very detailed. As an instructor, we would just do an overview of this page, explaining the basic features. We take a few questions at the end of the presentation of the whole module that are of interest to everyone. But for the most part, it's up to the helpers to go over what the student desires. Excuse me. In more detail. Once they go into their breakout room, and they'll put this into use. I am so sorry. So here's another example of a lesson module taken from the first module. From the details tab on the person's page, the student shown how to view different family members. FamilySearch is always changing things up on their website. So we're fortunate enough to have someone who can update these modules every year to reflect the changes. And if you'd rather than using modules, you can present the information live on Zoom by sharing your computer screen. But you would need to have any of the information that you want to use ready to present and access so that there's no surprises or no lag time. So now, do you have any questions at all that I can answer? And so sorry, I've never had this problem.
Every one of us living in Texas knows what that's like. Thank you, Paulin.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so who is the instructor?
So at the moment, I have 3 different instructors. I have one that will give the lesson module 1, another one that will give lesson module 2 and 3, and another one that will give lesson module 4 and 5. So you can use just one instructor, or you can use 5. However,
But we come up with our own instructors.
yes, yeah, you would find people who are comfortable doing that, and really they are just presenting an overview, of what they're seeing. If you went into detail, there's no way you could do it in 20 minutes for the whole module. Some of those modules are, more lengthy. So they just briefly go over each page to show them what's coming up. And then as they go into the breakout room, that's where their helper will answer more questions about whatever they have and actually get started on their family research.
2 minutes.
Okay.
So how do we get the materials to do this?
So you can, these are really PowerPoint is what they are. So we had someone put them together, and you can either, make your own up. It's not too difficult. I don't actually own these modules. Carrie Ann Prince that you saw out in the main room put them together. But if you're interested in using those, I can check with her and see if they're shareable for you. If you're interested in that, if you want to put your name and email address either in the chat, or you can email it to me directly, then I can let her know that you're interested in wanting to use those.
Okay, I guess I'm just not really understanding of how we get started on this.
Well, you would need the modules, or if you're going to use modules, or you can do it live, like I said, in person, or you can do it in person with the modules. So there's 3 different ways really you can do it. And you will need to come up with helpers. So the way that we found helpers was to send out a survey to all those different people that we knew, friends, family, community, organizations we are involved in, family, social media, faith communities. We sent out a survey saying who would like to help us with this project and explain what we were going to do. And even ask, if you don't know anything about FamilySearch, would you like to know and get to know what to do, and then help us. And so that's how we started. And then from there, we found out how many of them could do it on the day we wanted to do it, and got started.
Okay, I just need more information. I'll contact you about getting more information about this. We have a little over 400 members in our genealogy group here in Sun City. And so we have classrooms and all kinds of facilities. So this sounds like something that would probably be good for us to do.
Wonderful. That is exciting. Yes, please email me.
So Julie, help me understand, is this presentation just to encourage other communities to create something like this to do in our community, or are you helping provide us with the tools and guidance to do that? I'm really not clear. Or are we being invited to participate in your existing presentations?
Yeah. So we are just really encouraging people to look and see what we've done here in Montgomery County, and hopefully you'll want to replicate this and find someone to partner with you in your community